Louise Nevelson was a 20th century artist who made what were called assemblages. She would go around New York City in buildings that they were tearing apart and rehabbing and looking for pieces that they took out of old buildings, whether it be wood, metal, anything that had an interesting shape. We're going to make an assemblage. So what you need to do is look around your house, look around in your recyclable trash, anything that you would normally throw away to see if you could use for your assemblage. Now, to get started, you first need some sort of container to do your assemblage. I started looking through containers. Maybe you have an old cookie tin or something that cookies came in. It doesn't really matter what picture is on the outside or what decoration is, because in the end, all of the pieces are going to be painted over. So maybe you have a plastic lid or container that you might want to use. Anything like that could do fine. Just a plain piece of cardboard will work also. I've decided to use an old round pie plate. And then I started looking around the house for bits and pieces of throwaways or junk or things I don't even know why I still have. And I've got, some old jewelry. I found like a coin, seashells, lids, paper clips, popsicle sticks, screws. Here's an old spool. In this container here, I have some old beads or buttons, parts of old toys that are in a container, plastic fork, all kinds of lids, clothespins. So anything that you could use, that you could find around the house, lids of drinks, anything that could be glued together to make an interesting design and shape. The best glue to use is just good old Elmer's glue all. If you have this is the best. The glue all is good for gluing anything that can be three-dimensional. Even though it's a regular glue that we use in school, it's much stronger than the water-based glue that you use for just regular projects. So what you're going to have to do is find a way to glue all these pieces and make a collage on top of each other, and then just start in and create your artwork. So I'm just going to start in and try to see if I can build some interesting shapes inside my round here. Because at the end, the whole piece is just going to be an assemblage of shapes. They're not going to be painted out. Everything's all going to be painted one color, and the sculpture is just going to be a series of shapes and forms blending in together into the piece. To make things easy for the beginning, I might just do this. Start with your biggest pieces first, and then I'll put some of my smaller pieces on second. It's like a puzzle, fitting everything in together the way you want it. Now remember, you don't have to worry about any colors or anything like that, because it will all be painted at the end. After you finish putting your pieces together in your assemblage, you really have to wait for it to dry. I would say wait overnight, and then at that point you can take a spray paint and paint over it one color. Remember, it will have all the textures and it'll all be one color, but the coloration will be the lights and the darks and how the light hits your sculpture. If you don't have spray paint, you can paint it with any kind of acrylic paint. Don't try to use watercolors or poster paint, but use acrylic paint or house paint. That'll work too. It just has to be a non-washable paint. So enjoy making your Louise Nevelson inspired assemblage. Hopefully we'll be looking at them soon. Thanks very much. Goodbye.